The hum of the Boeing 737 engines filled the cabin as Flight 447 cruised at 35,000 feet above the Pacific. Sarah Martinez pressed her face to the small window, watching clouds drift past like cotton scattered across an endless blue canvas. Her faded jeans and tourist t-shirt made her blend seamlessly with the other passengers heading to Hawaii for vacation. But Sarah wasn't on vacation. She adjusted the small silver bracelet on her wrist, the only jewelry she wore, and closed her eyes. The weight of 20 years pressed against her chest like a stone she couldn't swallow. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Reynolds speaking." The voice crackled through the intercom, unusually tense. Sarah's eyes snapped open. After 2 decades in the military, she could read voices like fingerprints. Fear. Confusion. Something was wrong. "We're experiencing some unusual air traffic in our vicinity. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened." Through her window, Sarah saw them first. 2 dark shapes cutting through the sky like sharks through water. F-16 Fighting Falcons, their sleek bodies gleaming in the afternoon sun. They flanked the commercial airliner, close enough that she could make out the pilots' helmets. Passengers around her began to murmur, pointing at the windows. A woman across the aisle clutched her husband's arm. "Are those military jets?" someone whispered. Sarah's blood turned cold. Military escorts didn't just appear. Someone on this plane had triggered something big. Her mind raced through possibilities: terrorist threats, diplomatic incidents, fugitives. But none of it explained the tight formation or the professional precision of the intercept. The captain's voice returned, shakier now. "Folks, we're being instructed to change course. Air traffic control is handling the situation." Sarah felt the plane bank left, away from their Hawaiian destination. Her hands gripped the armrests as memories flooded back. Briefing rooms, classified missions, the weight of secrets that could never be spoken. 20 years ago, she had been Captain Sarah Martinez, call sign Phoenix, the Air Force's youngest female squadron leader, the woman who had led the most classified reconnaissance mission in modern military history, deep into enemy territory where one mistake meant international war. The mission that officially never happened. The mission that earned her the Medal of Honor in a ceremony with no cameras, no press, no witnesses except the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The mission that made her disappear. A flight attendant approached her row, clipboard in hand. "I need to verify some passenger information." Sarah's heart hammered against her ribs. "I'm sorry. Your name, for the manifest update." The words felt like stepping off a cliff. "Sarah Martinez." The flight attendant's pen froze above the paper. She looked up, studying Sarah's face with new intensity. Could you repeat that?" "Sarah Martinez." The flight attendant's eyes widened. She backed away, speaking rapidly into her radio headset. Sarah couldn't make out the words, but she didn't need to. After 20 years of hiding, of living as a ghost, someone had connected the dots. The plane shuddered as it changed altitude again. Through her window, Sarah watched one of the F-16s pull closer, the pilot's helmet turning toward the aircraft. She could almost feel his eyes searching the windows, looking for someone, looking for her. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Phoenix, this is Overwatch Control. Confirm your position." Sarah's hands trembled as she typed back. "Who is this?" The response came instantly. "Colonel Torres, Strategic Command. Phoenix, we have a situation. Your country needs you." The bracelet on her wrist suddenly felt heavier. It wasn't just jewelry. It was her old dog tags, melted down and reshaped after her official death. The only piece of Captain Sarah Martinez she had kept. Another text: "Senator Williams is on your flight. Row 12A. He's carrying stolen defense codes. We've been tracking him for 3 months." Sarah's head turned slowly toward the front of the plane. Row 12A. A distinguished man in an expensive suit sat alone, briefcase handcuffed to his wrist. He stared out his window at the fighter jets, sweat beading on his forehead despite the cool cabin air. Her phone buzzed again. "Phoenix, you're the only operative in position. We need you to confirm the package and keep Williams contained until we can land and extract." Sarah closed her eyes. 20 years of quiet life, of teaching high school history, of being nobody special. 20 years of believing she was free. She opened her eyes and typed, Phoenix is operational. Standing up slowly, Sarah made her way down the aisle. Her tourist disguise felt like a costume she was shedding with each step. Her shoulders straightened. Her breathing steadied. The woman who had taught teenagers about the Revolutionary War faded away, replaced by someone harder, sharper, someone who had once been the Air Force's most decorated ghost. She stopped at row 12A. The man looked up, his eyes darting nervously between her face and the fighter jets outside. "Senator Williams," she said quietly. His face went pale. "I'm sorry. Do we know each other?" Sarah sat down in the empty seat beside him. "My name is Captain Sarah Martinez. Call sign Phoenix. And you're going to give me that briefcase." Williams laughed, but it sounded hollow. "I think you have me confused with someone else, miss. I'm just a businessman heading to Honolulu." "The codes in that briefcase belong to the Pentagon's missile defense system. You've been selling classified information to foreign buyers for 18 months. Sarah's voice was calm, steady. "The game is over, Senator." His hand moved toward the briefcase. Sarah's fingers closed around his wrist like a vice. "Don't." The single word carried the weight of 20 years of classified operations, of missions that never made the news, of a woman who had given up everything for her country once and was prepared to do it again. William stared into her eyes and saw something that made him go very still. "Who are you?" "I told you. I'm Phoenix." He reached slowly into his jacket and pulled out a small key. With shaking hands, he unlocked the briefcase. Inside, nestled in foam padding, was a black external drive no bigger than a credit card. Sarah took it, feeling the weight of national security in her palm. Through the window, she saw one of the F-16 pilots give a thumbs-up signal. Her phone buzzed one final time. "Package secured. Phoenix. Welcome back." As the plane banked toward the nearest military airbase, Sarah looked down at the silver bracelet on her wrist. For 20 years, it had been a memorial to a woman who died in service to her country. Now it was a reminder that some duties never truly end. She had been just another tourist on a flight to Hawaii. But when her country called, Captain Sarah Martinez answered. Because a phoenix never really burns out. It just waits for the right moment to rise again. If this video touched your heart, like, comment, and subscribe.